Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Drew. Today we're going to be talking about steep turns for our lesson. So basically what these steep turns are is it's going to be two 360-degree turns performed at a 45-degree bank angle. So essentially what it's going to look like is we're going to come in, we'll do a left turn, and we'll do a right turn, and then we'll exit out. So basically how you can set this up is you're going to do a before landing or before maneuver checklist. We say smoothest coordination and division of attention. So basically make sure the aircraft's smooth, make sure you're coordinated in stable coordinated cruise flight, and make sure you're basically watching inside and outside the aircraft during this time. So if you do that before landing checklist, you can find a suitable place to land in case the maneuver has something go wrong. And then I would say probably about like your cruise RPMs, maybe sit somewhere around 2400 RPM. We usually want somewhere about 100 to 110 knots. I'll probably say is a good airspeed to start with this, to target at least. So what you can also do to help is find outside references. That's really can be like towers, it could be like a city, it could be really anything you decide. It could be the sun itself if you want to go that way. So you can find that outside reference, and in our case we could use our heading bug on the G1000. So we can bug this heading if we'd like as a way to assist ourselves basically in knowing when to roll out of these steep turns. So once you have this maneuver set up, you will come in, say we were doing it to the north or something like that. It could be like on a 360 heading. So it'd be on 360 heading, we'd have the heading bugged. So it'd be set on the G1000 PFD. So we would come into our turn. We would have our before landing checklist, everything else is done. We're gonna have a suitable place to land. We are smooth flight, we are stable on that airspeed. We will roll into that 45-degree bank. As we roll into that bank, we're gonna notice we're losing lift. So we're gonna have to add power, we're gonna have to pitch back to help maintain the altitude. We start pitching back, we're gonna lose airspeed, so we're gonna have to add power. Mainly what I would say, maybe about 100 RPMs, probably at the most really, to maintain that airspeed. This would be something I have to determine really in flight. It can be influenced by weight and some other factors really. But probably about 100 RPMs really to maintain that airspeed and maintain these targets we're looking for over here. So you'll roll into that 45-degree bank, you'll set that pitch, maintain your altitude, set that bank to maintain 45 degrees, and then you'll go all the way around, perform that 360-degree turn. You'll roll out on your entry heading. I would recommend removing some of that power so you don't gain too much airspeed and you don't balloon from restoring all that lift. And then when you start your right turn, you would add back in power to help maintain that airspeed like I just spoke about a second ago, and do that entire right turn, maintaining coordination during the entire maneuver for left and right. And then in this case, when we finish this right turn, we pull out our power again when we're rolling out, and we would depart back out on a 360 heading from this example. So, some common errors of this could be losing coordination. It could be failing to find a place to land in case we have to. This could be letting out your bank, so you could be reducing that bank angle too early, or basically just altogether during the maneuver. So it could be losing that 45-degree bank angle. It could be losing too much altitude because you didn't pitch up. We got losing altitude. And then if you lose that altitude and don't add in power to compensate for that, you lose too much airspeed. So when we lose too much airspeed, that could also be another error with this maneuver. So we would refer to this, refer to our pilot ACS. It's going to be maintaining an altitude, entry altitude, plus or minus 100 feet, your airspeed that you entered in on plus or minus 100 knots. So in our case, say we did 105 knots. We would need to be rolling out of that between 115 knots and 95 knots is what they're looking for. If we started at say 2,500 feet, they want us to be rolling out, departing out in between 2,600 feet and 2,400 feet. And then our bank angle needs to be plus or minus 5 degrees during that entire maneuver. So I mean, we can go to a minimum of 40 or we go to a maximum of 50. and then rolling out on the entry heading of plus or minus 10 degrees. So in our case, for this example, we're doing 360 degrees. So we will be rolling out anywhere between 350 and 010. Ideally, we want it to be as close to 360 as possible though, in this kind of example. So I was going to show you guys in just a second what this is going to look like on the G1000 once our turn is established, and once we have that bank established at a 45-degree turn, and I'll be back in just a second to show you that.